You have probably flown on a Boeing, maybe on your way home, maybe to see someone you loved. But what if I told you the aircraft beneath your feet might have been designed to fail? This isn't a conspiracy, this is corporate history, a history built on shortcuts, cover ups, and silence. 12th of June, more than 242 people died in a Boeing 7878 crash in Ahmedabad, India. Families, children, students, lives gone. And it's not the first time. This is the story of how Boeing, once a name of trust, became one of the most dangerous forces in modern aviation. October 29, 2018, Lion Air Flight 610 took off from Jakarta. 13 minutes later, it disappeared from radar. 189 lives gone. Mothers, engineers, students, pilots. The world thought it was a tragic accident, but what if it wasn't? Inside the cockpit, something was fighting the pilots. A hidden system called MCAS, quietly installed by Boeing. It was supposed to stabilize the plane, but instead, it took control. A single faulty sensor told the software the nose was rising, so MCAS forced the plane downward again and again. The pilots pulled back, MCAS pushed forward, until the ocean was the only outcome left. The system failed, the training was missing, and Boeing, they didn't blame the software. They blamed the pilots. After the crash, everyone asked the same question: why was this system ever installed? The answer: because Boeing was losing. In 2010, Airbus announced the A320neo, a fuel-efficient jet that airlines loved: cheaper, quieter, better range. Boeing panicked. They didn't have years to build something new, so they recycled something old. They took the 737, a design from the 1960s, and gave it a bigger engines. But the new engines made the plane unstable, so they built a software patch, MCAS, not to make the plane better, just to make it fly like it used to. They didn't tell the pilots about the MCAS. No mention in the manual, no training, because the training costs time. And time costs money. And Wall Street doesn't wait. March 10, 2019. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 takes off from Addis Ababa. 6 minutes later, it's gone. 157 lives wiped out from the sky. A second Boeing 737 MAX. A second disaster. And just like before, the software took control. The pilots fought it, and the system won. This wasn't a glitch. It wasn't a freak accident. This was a repeat. Same plane, same system, same silence. Until the world finally started listening. Families protested. Pilots raised their voices. Governments grounded the entire fleet. And Boeing, they issued an apology. But by then, it was too late, because the internal emails had already leaked. Engineers had warned them repeatedly, this plane is not safe. We rushed this. Someone will die. Boeing ignored them. After 2 deadly crashes, Boeing grounded the 737 MAX. The world expected a redesign, a revolution in safety. What they got was a rebrand instead. 1 year later, the MAX was back in the sky. PR teams worked overtime, safety videos were reshot, flight attendants were retrained to smile harder, confidence was repackaged, but behind the new paint, the machine was still the same. And then came 2024. Alaska Airlines 1282, 16,000 feet in the air. A door plug blew off mid flight. The cabin depressurized. The sky tore into the plane. Passengers screamed. Oxygen masks fell. Why? Loose bolts. $100 million aircraft held together with shortcuts. It didn't crash, but it didn't need to, because in the moment, Boeing's illusion of safety exploded. John Barnett, a name that should have shaken the aviation world. He worked at Boeing for over 30 years, a senior quality manager, respected, trusted, until he found something Boeing was compromising on. During production of the 787 Dreamliner, Barnett discovered that one of four oxygen systems on the aircraft might fail during an emergency. He documented it, filed formal reports, and when no one listened, he went to public. For years, he stood by his testimony. In 2024, he flew to Charleston, South Carolina to testify in court. He was scheduled for his second day of legal questioning, but he never showed up. John Barnett was found dead in his car. Gunshot wound. Official ruling. Suicide. No note, no warning, no closure. But this story wasn't just about one man. Barnett was one of many Boeing insiders who raised alarms. Most were ignored, some were fired, a few were silenced, the rest forgotten. Because when you speak out against power, you don't just lose your job, sometimes you lose everything. After two deadly crashes, after hundreds of lives lost, you would think someone would have stepped in. The truth? Someone was supposed to, and they didn't. The FAA, America's aviation watchdog, didn't just inspect Boeing's planes, they let Boeing inspect itself. Read that again. The company building the aircraft was also the one approving its safety. No oversight, no real review, just signatures. It's called regulatory capture. When the watchdog starts working for the ones it's supposed to be watching. And it's why 346 people died before anyone grounded the MAX. It's why Boeing kept producing flawed jets and the FAA kept saying approved. It's why even today, planes with known issues are still flying over our heads. On June 12, 2025, 242 people boarded a plane in India, Air India Flight 171, flying from Ahmedabad, India to London, UK. Some were flying home, some were chasing dreams, some were beginning their new lives. They trusted the system, the aircraft, the people behind it. But trust doesn't protect you. Transparency does. Accountability does. This video wasn't made for fear. It was made for memory, for justice, so that what happened to them doesn't happen to someone you love. To the souls lost in Ahmedabad, and to every life taken by silence, shortcuts, or systems that stopped caring, this story is yours now.